Deep inside a piece of golden amber, a prehistoric mosquito holds the genetic blueprint for an impossible achievement. Using ancient DNA extracted from this amber, billionaire John Hammond has successfully cloned living dinosaurs, building a state-of-the-art island safari. Following a recent worker fatality, nervous investors demand a safety validation. To secure their confidence, Hammond flies in a team of academic experts, a paleobotanist, a mathematician, and a rugged paleontologist. As the CEO of InGen, Hammond operates on a dangerous assumption. He believes his immense wealth and grandfatherly optimism, famously claiming he spared no expense, are sufficient substitutes for actual safety protocols. Hammond's facility operates as a fragile corporate illusion, masking a highly volatile biological reality. The tour immediately highlights a clash of ideologies. Inside the sterile laboratory, scientists explain their rigid genetic controls. Meanwhile, Dr. Ian Malcolm, a mathematician draped in black leather, issues a cynical warning. Nonlinear biological systems are inherently uncontrollable. This animated diagram charts the park's supposedly controlled, all-female dinosaur population. The flat line represents the expected stability, but when the scientists discover freshly hatched eggshells in the wild, the data spikes upward. The animals are breeding. The spike is caused by a massive biological oversight. To fill gaps in the ancient genetic sequence, the chief geneticist used amphibian DNA. Some amphibians can spontaneously change sex in a single-sex environment, granting the dinosaurs the capacity to reproduce. While the park struggles with this internal flaw, a massive tropical storm barrels toward the Costa Rican coast, threatening to overwhelm the island's fragile technological barriers. In a complex system burdened by uncontrollable variables like shifting weather and genetic mutation, the probability of systemic collapse increases with every new, unforeseen interaction. The trigger for that collapse comes from the park's disgruntled, underpaid lead programmer, Dennis Nedry. Looking to cash in on a corporate espionage plot, Nedry initiates a localized computer sabotage to steal frozen dinosaur embryos. To slip away undetected, Nedry shuts down the park's security grid. The high-voltage electric fences deactivate just as the tropical storm hits. The Tyrannosaurus Rex breaks free from its enclosure. In the ensuing attack on the stranded tour vehicles, the corporate lawyer Donald Gennaro is devoured, and Malcolm is severely injured. With Malcolm incapacitated and the lawyer gone, Dr. Alan Grant is violently thrust into the role of protector. The academic who openly disliked children now has to guide Hammond's grandchildren through the jungle. With the technological barrier gone, the environment reverts to a prehistoric food chain. Back at the main compound, the control room staff attempts a desperate, hard system reboot in the maintenance shed. Both Chief Engineer Ray Arnold and seasoned game warden Robert Muldoon are hunted down and killed, outsmarted by a pack of escaped velociraptors. Out in the jungle, Grant and the children navigate the untamed terrain. They encounter active breeding grounds, finding undeniable evidence that life has continued without human oversight. The simultaneous collapse of the computer network and the violent deaths of the armed security experts prove a simple truth. In a wild, functioning ecosystem, human corporate hierarchy holds zero authority. The surviving humans regroup at the visitor center, but danger follows them inside. 2 velociraptors breach the building, stalking the children through the industrial kitchens. Utilizing her skills as a hacker, Hammond's older granddaughter Lex manages to access the central computer and lock the localized security doors, buying the group a few moments of safety. The group makes a desperate run for the exit, only to be cornered by the raptors in the main rotunda. Just as the pack prepares to strike, the T-Rex bursts into the room, snatching a raptor in its jaws and unintentionally saving the humans. The group's survival ultimately rests on the random mechanics of natural predation, as the island's apex predator inadvertently clears their only path to the exit. The battered survivors board a rescue helicopter. Hammond looks out at the facility one last time, forced to physically leave behind the ruins of his blinding ambition. As the chopper flies away from the island, Dr. Grant watches a flock of pelicans gliding alongside them, a quiet reminder of the dinosaurs' evolutionary descendants. 30 years later, this story remains a culturally resonant myth because its central warning is inescapable. The forces of nature cannot be permanently contained by human design.